If you're wanting to watch some baseball or soccer, you got your choice in Warren this afternoon. Plenty to do in town. That's a ball. 2-0 count.
Beautiful days that do it too. I just can't get over, what a great day it is to be outside playing.
A few clouds in the sky, but overall not bad. That's a strike. Nice sunny conditions. The only spot that'll have a little bit of trouble, probably everything on the right side. You'll have second. That right fielder could occasionally have an issue.
Gorman bringing heat. All these are fastballs.
Here's the 3-1. And that's low, so a runner on as Trey Johnson will take first with the walk. Still one down here in the top of the second. Lumberjacks leading 4-0. This program brought to you in part by the Coats of Many Colors Grooming Salon, owned by certified pet groomer Jesse Reep. Call 870-820-PUPS. Swing and a miss from Catravian Bankston, I believe.
Notice the runner wasn't taking quite the lead that they did at the first inning after the throw out. I don't know if consciously doing that. Gorman looking over there.
Swing and a miss upstairs. I know, Joe, you probably won't know this young man, but I think going back in Lumberjack baseball history, probably one of the best pickoff moves of any pitcher that I've seen at Warren High School. Josh McLean, he was a lefty, played a few years before I did. Very, very strong pickoff move. He may even have the record for pickoffs in a game.
Gorman went for the pickoff there. The runner just got back.
Here's the 0-2. Tried the curveball, actually left it hang a little bit. That's a dangerous pitch if it gets over the plate and Bankston's ready for it. Got a hold of one. Lassiter's there, shallow left. He's got it, throwing back to first. May have a chance. Got him.
Got him.
Doubled him up. What a job.
Nice heads-up play.
Hayden Lassiter to Nathan Hurston. And just like that,
shortstop to the first base. So heads up, though, to throw to first to be aware that there was time to get him.
Just like that, we are headed to the bottom of the second inning. We'll be right back after this. Jack fans, if you're watching this game on demand later, you could be watching it for free, obviously, if it's after 24 hours. And if you'd like to do that, that's fine. But we do want to tell you, if you want to watch this game live, watch more Lumberjack baseball, Lumberjack softball, or soccer, or even football live, and basketball as well on the NFHS network. To watch the games live, you have to be a subscriber. Go to WarrenLumberjacks.com to get 58% off the retail value. 58% off for a year subscription to the NFHS network. And that's going to get you content to everything on the NFHS network, not just Warren Lumberjack sports, but that's nationwide, folks. You're going to get to see some really great high school athletes in action week in and week out on the NFHS network. But go to WarrenLumberjacks.com. Again, WarrenLumberjacks.com to get that deal.
And Rob described it as the ESPN of live streaming. So that's what you
good
get.
high school sports. Yeah, it's for high school sports, it's the go-to place. course, like I said, you can watch on your computer, you can watch on your mobile phone, iPhone, Android device, or on your Apple TV. We're back to the top of the Lumberjack order as Luke Gorman at the plate. Takes the ball there, 1-0.
Neither outfield been too involved except for the muff. And
a little bit of control issues creeping back in for Eric Brown again as he's over there at first. So Cade Reep will come to the plate.
Gorman's on base one way or the other. Tough way to get it. I'd like to see how far of a lead he takes. He was stealing bases in the first.
He's gone again. Well, and I don't mean to step in here on your spot, Joel, on the color man position. That part of the problem there for your catcher is, and a lot of pitchers are this way on the high school level. They don't take a slide step, and that can drastically reduce time to the plate, which can really help your catcher out if you have a good pitch. But if you're taking that high step out of the stretch, that's giving a base away 90% of the time.
And Gorman is going to take them. He's halfway to third there. He goes back now.
Bottom of the second, Jacks leading 4-0 with a runner on second in scoring position. Three-one count. That's a close pitch there.
At first glance, baseball doesn't look to be as complicated as it really is. These guys all have to work together. You're just highlighting an issue where one man can make the other man's job easier. My dad used to say, if you got a great pitcher, you don't need the other 9 guys, in the field, the other 8. And but really, you got to have somebody to catch. You got to have these guys ready to do their part. And in the last inning, shortstop to first base, had shortstop. There's a walk. Just held on to the ball. There would have been a man still on base, but instead he was heads up, and the first baseman was ready. And it's just everybody's got to have their head in the game.
Well, and on that note, I mean, for a 16, 17-year-old kid, you might not get the one ball hit to you all night, but that one ball, you got to know exactly what you're going to do with it when the time comes. And that one takes a tough hop on the third baseman, so a run will score as Gorman will come in. Runners at first and second now as Hayden Lassiter with a nice hit down that third baseline.
Left fielder muffed it at first too, so didn't get it on first try. Had to pick it up, so that was more time for the runners. Jacks having their way.
Same situation. None down here in this inning. 5-0 Jacks lead with runners on first and second. Traylon Burks at the plate. That's low and outside.
Runners with the big lead. I mean, you can just feel the confidence. They know it's just a matter of time before they blow it wide open. And after coming off a 22-0 win yesterday against Drew Central, these guys have got to be feeling good.
That's on the inside part of the plate. 1-1.
And mentioned the records at the beginning of the game. Not a winning record yet, but once you start winning and you start getting it in your head that you can do that, it can change everything. And there's
a nice swing, just caught. Nice stab by the shortstop.
Line drive, a good catch, and kept the runners in place.
That's Sean Darius Williams. What a stab. That ball had some speed to it. So one down.
Had he missed it, you can see it would have split those outfielders. Probably been a double or triple.
Here's the pitch to Gage Reep. Inside corner, strike. Yeah, winning. Going back to your last point, though, winning's contagious, and it can. And same thing I found a lot of times with just on the individual level of a baseball club, just hitting. I mean, the whole team can be in a slump at times, and one guy breaks free, and it seems to be contagious.
And the old legend of superstition. You know, you find out one guy changed his socks, and now nobody can hit.
Hit right to the second baseman. He has a tough time with it. Tries to get it off, and the bases are going to be loaded now.
Trying to make a play, but didn't really have a man to throw it to. He muffed it and lost his footing, and you could see him trying to make a play, but he didn't really have a guy to throw it to. So, bases loaded. Tough start for Lakeside.
Shortstop there makes a great play on that hit from Burks, and then kind of loses his way and doesn't cover second. Not saying it would have changed things, but still got to be there. That gets by, a run coming in.
Scored.
Lassiter, actually not Lassiter, it's Cade Reep. I think they've been getting some stick lately for their similar appearance.
Right. Brown run to off the mound to cover the play, but this backstop is so deep. The catcher didn't have time to get to the ball before the runner made it.
Runners at second and third. Lassiter is down at third now. Maybe we can get him in and get another pass ball perhaps. 6-0 is your score. That's inside. Pope at the plate for the orange and black.
Sun behind one of the few clouds. We're losing our sunlight, Rob.
I'm sure that right fielder out there is pretty thankful for it. Takes a tough bounce on the shortstop again. Won't have a play at first. He'll throw it over there anyway, and that's going to score a run.
Runner's going.
So 8 on the board for the orange and black with a runner on second now.
Muffed in the infield and 2 different times results in points and bases.
In this game, I've heard it said a lot from veterans of the game, and it's the honest truth. If you put the ball in play, good things happen. They tend to happen. You're gonna ground out a few times, but you just got to put it in play. You got to make the defense stop you. Hurston at the plate for Warren.
A lot of Brown's pitches are high.
Not following through. Release point may be off a little bit. Runner going, and he just dropped the ball, so he'll be safe down at third.
A lot of muffs for Lakeside, translating into bases for the Lumberjacks, and there's a case there. He would have been out had the catch been made, and it was there. I mean, they're just having a tough day so far. And the Lumberjacks this far ahead, they're going to take a little more chances than they normally would, maybe.
That's popped up. It'll be foul out of play.
That was your truck window, I think.
Don't play, Joel.
I'm pretty sure those windows are gone now. But we'll have a foul ball afterwards. So it's always worth it for the foul ball. You take one for the team, Rob. I get the ball, by the way.
Here's the pitch from Brown. Caught the corner, 2-2. Now he's got me worried, folks.
I'm looking for the Lumberjack confidence to grow to the point the third baseman steals home. Or the man on third, excuse me.
Oh, nice hit by Hurston. That's going to fall, I believe, unless the center fielder, nope, he's not going to get there. Run will come in. Hurston going to stop, I believe, at second with a stand-up double. And as Pope comes in, the score now 9-0.
That's a heads-up play to stop on second, because it would be really easy to be overconfident now as many times as they've muffed the ball to maybe run anyway, but that was a smart thing to hold up. I imagine the third base coach was down here screaming for him to stop.
Folks, if you're at home watching this ball game, I just want to let you know you got plenty of time to come on down to the park. They're going to be playing 2 tonight. It's a doubleheader. Supposed to be playing 2 sevens, but the way this one's headed, it's not looking that way.
Yeah, a 10-point lead after 5 stops the game, and 9-0.
That pitch outside. Runner not going to go as Hurston stays. Smart move. This program brought to you in part by Joey Cathy, State Farm Agent. Visit joeycathy.com or drop by 410A South Martin in Warren, Arkansas. Here to help life go right, Joey Cathy, State Farm.
Brown getting wild now. Runner advances to third.
Still just one down here in the bottom of the second. Again, 9-0 the score. Lumberjacks leading that 10th run on third at the moment, perhaps. Or another pass ball or single away from that coming in. It's low and outside, but a nice stab by Avery, or actually Avery Terry.
I don't know about the depth on the Lakeside squad, but you'd have to be wondering about, you know, pitching change maybe just for Brown's confidence. You don't want him to.
Ground to the shortstop. This run will come in. Throw over to first, and it's
Missed it.
not able to be picked by the first baseman, so the runner will stand in at second, and that 10th run comes across. Runner now at second, still with just one down.
And, you know, you begin to feel for a pitcher having such a tough day like that. You know, I mean, when everything is going wrong, you know, you have to think about getting in the head of the young man. And I don't know whether they consider changing pitchers or not. And hits the batter.
That hits Smith, and he'll go to first.
Tough day on the batters, too. How many's been hit?
That will, of course, folks, set up a force play down at second. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world for Brown. Maybe if you get a grounder to short or second, perhaps you can just step on the bag. That takes out a middleman and have him throw the ball over, so get an out there perhaps. That pitch upstairs to Gorman, 1-0. So right back to the top of the lineup. Again, Luke Gorman having a good ball game so far. Looking to continue it now.
Second inning, and you're through the rotation twice. You're doing well. And it's not that Lakeside, not to indicate at all they're inept. We've seen the highlight, you know, the shortstop made a great stab earlier, and the things are there, but a lot of muffed catches.
Oh, got it on the bead, but it will drop. I thought it was going to be a little too hard hit right after left fielder, but 2 runs are going to come in. It's going to be a triple for Gorman. And he will stand up at third. Stand up triple. 12-0 Lumberjacks lead, and this thing has been blown wide open.
Nice hit down to left field. It dropped just in front. It did look like it might carry to the outfielder, but dropped just in front of him and then went past him. And he chased it nearly all the way to the wall. What a day Gorman's having.
Lady Jacks versus Star City, 2-0 Jacks. Leading in soccer at the moment, just across the way at Jim Hurley Jr. Stadium. But again, folks, I just want to remind everybody, I know we love to have viewers on Lumberjack Live, but if you're at home in the Warren area, you want to come out and see some sports tonight, you've got 2 soccer games you can still make over at Jim Hurley Jr., or you can come here to the Warren Baseball Softball Complex, come over to Lumberjack Field, and you can watch a doubleheader. Warren versus Lakeside. Come watch a nice offensive display going on at the moment. At 12-0, still here in the bottom of the second with just one down. Come on out here and have one of those famous Renus Harton cheeseburgers. He knows how to make them, folks. I don't know what the magic is, but they keep coming.
Made with love.
A runner at third, one down. That pitch upstairs, 2-0.
With every pitch, I just wonder about Brown's confidence on the mound. You know, it's got to get in your head after a while. He's hit several batters. Just bad things happening all around him. And nearly hits another.
They're going to say, the umpire says it hit his bat. Cade looking back says it hit my arm, so a little disagreement there, but he's going to just step back in and go to it 2-1 count.
This freckle is not in the same place.
That's low and outside, so 3-1. He may still get his way down to first.
And don't give up. It's not impossible that he'll still get hit.
Control issues for Eric Brown at the moment. That's outside. The run's not going to come in. Gorman going to stay down there. That's a classy move at the moment.
Yeah.
Runners at the corners.
Yeah, you begin to feel for this kid. I mean, the distance from the mound to the plate, I don't know that I could get it to the catcher. So certainly not criticizing it. Just know that he's having a tough time, and it is, just gone down the tubes for him.
Shortstop Hayden Laster at the plate now for the Lumberjacks. That pitch upstairs, 1-0 count.
Runners at the corners.
We're going to have a courtesy runner, I believe, for the pitcher at this time. Number 12, Mann, is going to be coming in. It's a courtesy run for Gorman. Runner
thought about it.
Took a fake run there, delay. It's upstairs. Runner back. Man's down. He's safe.
When we say high and outside, the ball was came
a bit
across the back of the batter.
Just having a tough time finding his rhythm at the moment.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flags. The wind. Maybe the wind's a factor. The flags are standing out.
Yeah, the wind direction has changed just a tad here. Blowing a little bit more out of the south, getting a little Gulf air coming in.
Now Burks
back up to the plate.
Bases loaded, cleanup man at the plate.
This program brought to you in part by Arkla Timber Harvesting. Arkla Timber Harvesting wishes the Jacks the best of luck in tonight's game. Arkla Timber Harvesting, a certified Arkansas Pro Logger. Go Jacks! Also brought to you in part by Dr. Kerry Pennington, a proud sponsor of the Warren Lumberjacks.
Burks had a nice pitch he let go by there.
0-1 count to Traylon Burks. That's inside, 1-1 count.
I'm amazed how these guys just standing there and this ball passes just within inches of them. I would have to be chained to that plate to keep them running away.
Off-speed pitch there. Still a ball, 2-1. That one didn't look quite as bad. Looks like a dangerous spot to put in there on a cleanup hitter, but
that's two that he gave him that way. And
Burks just gets underneath this one. He got a good pitch. It's going to go shallow left center. It's going to tag up and score here, so 13-0.
Concentration by the center fielder. That's another one of the aspects of baseball that looks easy. But you're standing out there. I remember seeing a pop-up come to right field, and the ball went so far out of sight that I just watched the sky for it to re-enter the atmosphere, and actually was only able to catch it by following the contract. That's a lot of pressure. Everyone's looking at you, and you have to make that catch, and he did.
Gage Reep at the plate. Line right back to the second baseman. Can't get it, so a run will come in. Runners at the corners.
Right past the second baseman. He didn't get his glove on it. Lumberjacks 14. Lakeside nothing.
Pope at the plate. Jack's having a nice day at the office. Here's the pitch from Brown. Low and out. Side. Lassiter will hold down there at third.
2-touchdown lead in the second inning. Doesn't get much better than that.
Looks like we may have a pitching change, so we're going to be right back. After this, stick with us here. We got more baseball coming your way. Welcome back. Pitching change on its way. This program brought to you in part by the Arkansas Superior Federal Credit Union. As a financial cooperative, Arkansas Superior Federal Credit Union's profits are returned to our members in the form of higher dividends on savings, lower rates on loans, lower fees, and many other money-saving services. Also brought to you in part by Sonic. Grab a $5 Super Crunch chicken strip dinner anytime. Or after 8 p.m., grab a half-price shake and ice cream slush. Visit Sonic of Warren or call in your order at 870-226-6822. Again, Sonic of Warren. $5 Super Crunch chicken strip dinner. That sounds good right about now.
Yeah, chicken. You know it. You know it's baseball when the chicken dance is playing. That's when you know it's baseball season.
I planned that, Joel. I planned it. All right. Just about back to baseball here as